I've selected this GTPA as a great example of how to embed evidence, to narrate the evidence, and therefore add to the understanding and meaning of the report. Now, this is section number 1. Section number 1, it's collating data and interpreting. So we've got some academic support, which is great. We've got a learning survey, and there's some information concerning that. Student A, and then a description about those things and a conclusion for that. So it's concise, but it's see how this is showing using the dot point. I'm drawn to what the therefore is, and it's got however through observation. Then you can see the discussion. Student B similarly. Student C. So there's written discussion and there is a summative part there. Data for the prior results, and you see how they've used that, but this is where they've shown, well, what does this mean? So over here it talks about the student where they're at, and that's a great example of highlighting the purpose of that data for student A, and it's similarly for student B and student C. So every student's got some annotation or some which synthesizes the information, and it's summarized here. Then there's a diagnostic, a pre-test going through there, and there's some of the results of that, and they've got the sample of the pre-test and some annotation. So it's an early years mathematics, and it's got some commentary there. Now there is summarizing what student A from all the data sources that they use for the initial assessment and the response, and that makes it really clear that the evidence she's provided and annotated is now summarized. The assessment, the curriculum, it's a little bit of words, could be probably a little bit more, but it's still, it's linking the thoughts. Here's the curriculum, annotations, lesson plan, annotations, talking about their decisions around that, and they're saying there's some of my decisions that I'm going to do based on the data and based on the unit of work, and this is my translation of the official curriculum into my lessons. And notice they've got the general capabilities, what I'm going to cover in those things that are there. And to stress the point, she's produced an annotation as a visual affordance for that. So, and then it goes on to the standard data. So the strength of this is that it really highlights that we have data, we've analysed it, and I've got a plan going forward in terms of my teaching sequence of learning and also what strategies I'm going to use. So